Hi there, it's Handmade by Shirley here, and welcome to my channel. I've come on tonight to do a fancy fold card again, and I've got all my pieces pre-cut. This is my template I'm going to be using. I've got all my measurements worked out, and so this is my template. I'm not quite sure of what the name of this card is called, but it is a nice fold when it is made up. And I'm also using the lovely U stamp set from Stampin'Up and various inks. So I've already pre-cut all my matte layers. So I've got a nice blue, because blue and pink goes really well together. I've got a lighter blue because I didn't have enough of the darker blue, which I think is Night of Navy. So I didn't have enough. I've got various pieces of white to stamp onto, a piece for the middle part to stamp onto, and these two colours, I'm not sure what colour they are, I don't know if they're Stampin' Up either, but I've got various colours, well, these two colours to go on the panels, so they'll either go inside or they might go on the front. Not decided yet, but yeah, so I've cut that all out, and this is the kind of design that I thought I might use on the panels. So let's get started. So I've got, this is my template, and I have cut my card already to 5 3/4 along the short side and 10 14/16 on the long side. So now we have to come to the scoring. So we're going to score on the long side. We're going to score at 2. Just check that's right. 2, 4, 4.5, and we need to pull this part out. You could do this on a scoreboard if you wanted. I find it quite easy just to do it on here. So the next score is 6.5. Let's make sure I've got it at 6.5, not 6 3/4. 6.5, and then 7. Scoring it at 7, and then 9. And that's our scoring done. Okay. Now we need to keep the trimmer because we're going to do some cutting off on the side so that we can get this shape here, this piece. These two pieces need to be cut out, so we still need the trimmer for that. I'll show you in a second how to do that. So we'll just fold and burnish the score lines that we've made. So just go over all those. And it is good to have some kind of either a bone folder or something like a ruler to fold these score lines into place, because it does give you a much better finish. Right, so now we've done that, we've got all our pieces folded. So to create this part here, we're going to have to use our trimmer again. So what we do is we put our piece of card in on the 5 3/4 side, and we're going to go over here to this part to 1 inch. So go over to 1 inch here, and then we bring our blade up to the score that's scored at 4. So that's the second score line down. So you bring your blade just to number 4, and you'll see that if you look on, if you've got this type of score trimmer, you'll see that that is at number 4. I'll just go down slightly. So you're using that part at number 4. So we want to go from number 4 down to number 7, which is your score line at number 7. So if we just take that down 4 to 7. Okay, and it's not quite meeting, but we can work that out. And then if we just turn it round to the other side and make sure it's at 1 inch, and then put it down, and then from the score number 4 score line again, keeping it at number 1, try and keep it, that's it, at number 1, and make sure it's at 4, at score 4, that's where you want it to start from. Okay, and you're going to go down to number 7. And that's your scoring. So the next thing you want to do after you've done that is get your scissors, and you just want to cut down, that would be the 7-inch score line and the 4-inch score line on both sides, like so. So turn it, just take that score line away there. So it's not quite accurate, which mine isn't. Just take that score line away. And the same here. Down the score line to that piece you've already cut. Like so. And just take that score line off. Okay, and that gives you your fold. So your fold is going to be like that, and then this piece here is going to fold that way. This piece here is going to fold in that way, and that gives you your fold like so. Okay, so once you know how, it's pretty easy. So I've got all my mat layers here. I'm going to add to my card base. So first of all, I want to do some stamping because I want to do the layers in that kind of design, certainly the ones at the front, excuse me. So you'll need 6 pieces of white card if you're going to stamp it. If you were using DSP, you'd still need 6 pieces, or pattern paper, and that is going to measure, I should have popped it on one of these, which I probably have, but I can't find it. A minute, no. These measure, let's just see. So these measure 1 3/4 by 5 3/4. And the blue pieces, they measure a 1/16 short of 2 by 5 1/2. And we've got this piece here in the middle, which is going to be our focal point here. So they measure, the blue card measures 4 by 5, and the white one measures 4 and let me see, 4 and 1/16, no, 4 and 1/16 by 4 and 14/16. Okay, so that's your base. So quite easy once you know how. So I've got this Lovely You stamp set, which I'm going to use. So I just want to get out my mats. And I'm just going to just do these all kind of at the same time. So hopefully it won't take me too long to do them. So I'll start with 2 first a time. And I'm going to try and use this design for a couple of them. I've already actually got the stamp out, so it's this little flower here, and I'm using Night of Navy ink. So all I did was ink it up, and then I just started by doing one, and then I just added another bit there, and then I added a bit just there, and made that kind of design. As I say, if you want to try this for yourself, you could use pattern paper. You could stamp it with anything you wanted. You didn't have to do it floral. You could do it with something completely different. Just, you know, whatever floats your boat, really. I just fancied this and thought it might be quite nice. So that's one done. I'll do something similar here. Put a little bit on the edge there, a bit there. So that's 2. I could use one of them as well. So we'd only need to be doing another 3. I'm going to do a slightly different design down this one as well. So we'll just do that on one of them, and the same here, but I'm going to do it on the opposite side of that. So that's a bit messy. Let's use this one. Like that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need one more. Let's see. Let's do something else. So we've got, how many of these? We've got 4. Better do another one of those. So that's just. So it just kind of looks like there's all these flowers coming out. Instead of this being stamped as one solitary flower, it's kind of just coming out and making a floral arrangement as if it's lots of flowers coming out, which is quite nice as well. There we go. So now we also have the part that we're going to have in the middle, so we need to stamp that as well. That all done. We can just move that away just now, and our floral bit, our bit in the middle. So what I'd like to do is have some kind of sentiment, but I also want to kind of put a bit of the floral around it as well, just having it in keeping with the same theme. So I'm just popping this round the edge as well. And this just looks like it's coming all the way around there. Let me just do one more there. And that's it. And then we'll look for some little words to add. Take that off. Now let's see. So we could have just because. Let's see. Miles apart but still in my heart. Perhaps I'll do that because I'm thinking of sending this card to, I was thinking of sending to a friend who lives abroad. So that would actually be very apt if it's going to manage to fit in there. So let's just see. I might have to fill in a wee bit with something. So try and keep it straight. I'll need a bigger block for this. There we go. I'll just stamp it in the same colour. Just going to do that here. Yep, that looks good. And now, just wondering if I could put a couple of the other. I've got this nice kind of fleur-de-lis type thing. Fleur-de-lis, so I'm just going to pop that onto the block, and I'll just pop that there, and then another one below it here. Yeah, I think that's fine. So I've done all my stamping now. I can pop the card together. Just pop these away. Put my ink away, or sure as fate I'll get it on myself. So back to the base. So this is going to be the center piece. So it's got a tiny bit in the middle. So if we just glue this bit down first, and get that on. Got my measurements on the back that I kept doing wrong and having to score out and do again. Anyway, we won't see that, so that's good. Good news. So I've got this piece, and it's just got a very tiny border all the way round, which is nice, which looks nice. And we'll just put that there and there. That's our centre piece. And now we come to putting our matte layers on. So before I put it onto the card itself, I'll decide, I think I'll have these inside and these ones on the front and these two on this. So we'll have these two at the front, I think, like that, because they're quite nice. It's a wee difference. And the other one's inside. So just sticking these down. You could use, if you were going to try this, you could use tape runner, tape pen, whatever you want to call it, but it's quite good to do it with the glue, because if it goes a bit squint you can then move it about, whereas if you're using a tape pen you don't have the option of that. So turn that over, not see that bit because it's going to be covered. So just very tiny border all the way around, which is nice. That's those ones. And then we've got these ones here to do. As well. So just the same. Nice wee border all the way around. And then these two pieces are the lighter, so I will put them in, not sure, possibly in the inner side. That was just, I didn't have any more Night of Navy left, and this is pretty nice as well, so it goes good together. Just make sure that's got a nice border too, and this one here is the last one, and then we can stick them into the card base. Just seem a little bit longer. I need to bring my trimmer out because I think these two are slightly longer. This one is anyway. I'm just going to trim that very slightly because it's a bit longer than some of the other ones. Let's try them all. Make sure that's a bit longer as well. Let's just take a very tiny slither of that one. I think the rest should be fine. If they're not, we can trim them down. Right, so bring your card back in, keep it in your, and what I think I'll do first is put the front two on, and let's hope they're the right size. Yeah, they seem fine. Let's pop those on, like so. And that really goes nice with the pink, the blue, doesn't it? And then the opposite side, we're going to pop these on as well. Get the glue to come out. Come on, glue. Play the game. Play the game. This piece too. Over slightly. Yeah, that seems a little shorter there. I don't know why that is. Just take that off. A minute. I'm going to have to just trim this. I know I've got glue on it, but it's not right, so I'll just probably do a tiny trim that way. Hopefully that's okay. Let's just see. It'll work a bit better. Yeah, that one's slightly off, I think. Anyway, we'll just carry on. So we'll pop that on again. Make sure it's not over the score line at the side. That's your two front bits. And then we can go to the inside. So we've got a piece here. Now, yeah, let's just pop these two pieces in, I think, or we pop them in there as a contrast. Let's pop them there as a contrast to the other blue. There we go. Just make sure it's not over any of these folds, because you want to be able to fold that over. And the same here. Pull that down slightly. And then these two inside, and then we can pop our middle piece on. So just pop this on there. We don't have to necessarily match anything up. Just, there's a bit of a difference in size, but we don't have to match anything up at all. Really, just make sure it's not covering the, which it was slightly here, just make sure it's not covering that fold over. There we go, that's better. And then the same here, just make sure it doesn't cover the fold over, or it won't fold properly and shut. So there's a few things you need to make sure of. So there we go again. Make sure that's my bracelet that's making that annoying noise. There we go. Make sure that's all down. There we go. So that's the front. And now we just have to pop this piece in, which is going to go in the middle here, like that. So, and then, yep, so we just need to work out kind of what is going to be the middle. So, I'm going to get my pen, I'm going to bring it down slightly and over, and then I'm going to turn it round, and I'm going to just work out roughly, put it roughly in the middle, like so. So, bring it along like that, and pop it there. That's roughly the middle. So, oh, won't help if it's, so what to do is just to pop some glue into that center piece, like so. And then just come in, hover it over the top by looking at it and saying, oh right, that's about the same width from the top as the bottom there. It's probably about 1/4 of an inch. And then it's probably just 1/4 of an inch, I would say. And then just press that down in the middle, make sure it's flat, and then that's your fold. So it folds out like that, and that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when it's finished. You could put a ribbon in between your layers here and tie it with a bow to keep it together if you wanted. You could do that as well, but you know, you don't have to do that. Also on the back here, what you could do is put 2 strips down the back so that people can leave their message. So if you're doing that, you would cut out 2 extra white pieces. If you're not using the white, you would just cut out white on their own, and then the person that is receiving it can then put their message on the back. So that's what you could do as well. So you could do that as well, and then that gives you somewhere to write your message. You could stamp on it if you wanted. I think I might just stamp on it with the nice floral again. I can just get my there it is, my block. Now I probably should have stamped on it before I stuck it to the card, so it might not stamp as well. If it doesn't, well, if you're making this card, please stamp on the piece of card before you put it onto the actual card base. So I'm just going to go in with, that's okay actually, that's stamped okay. And then this side, I'll just pop that there. And then I think I'm going to write, let's see, cherished friend, if I can find cherished friend. There we go, it's here, this bit here, and I'm just going to do that. Now is it going to fit on there though? No, I think I might have to just leave that. Just leave that as in, because it's not going to really fit. I might just do a few more bits of the floral, but I would recommend that you stamp before you pop it on to the paper, the card base, because you'll definitely get a better stamp impression if you do that. So that's my card. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this. So as I say, it can stand like this, and so that would be like that if you were having it, or it can stand like so, and so it would look like that. So thanks for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this card, and perhaps you'll try it yourself, maybe. If you liked what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel, and I hope you can join me soon for some more lovely videos. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.